Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show, where the Aquarius go to be in the know, right here at the Aquatic Morning Show.
Yay!
Yay! Good morning, Papa Shrimp.
Good morning, Jess. How are you?
I'm making it, I guess is all I can say.
All right.
Good to be back. Thank you guys for holding down the fort while I was out ill.
Glad to have you back.
It happens sometimes. I am human. I'm not as tough as I think I am.
We love you anyways.
And so, yeah, thank you. Good morning, Miss Lori, Miss Holly, Freaky Fish Lady, Mystery Snail Guardians, Bex from Bex Fish Room, who is the coffee cup sponsor for today. You too can also be a coffee cup sponsor. Just email me at theaquaticmorningshow@gmail.com. Quick plug there. Mary Page, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Mary.
Patrick Hardy, good morning. You're not asleep yet? Good. I'm glad you didn't miss the morning show. Eduardo. Hello. Ben Backstrom. You watch it. Let's see. Dennis Christensen, Brooklyn Bell.
Hello.
Hello. Gina Reef, good morning. All right, it's still into the first few minutes of the stream, and there are still people rolling in. We'll give them a few minutes. Keep going. We got Merrick Tomschick. Good morning, Merrick. It's good to see you.
Who else? Did you say hi to Joseph?
Joseph Stanley? No. And Danny Weshy, good morning. And I'm going to say it because I like saying it. Yo, yo, it's time for the Aquatic Morning Show. And as he always says, lurking and working. Well, thank you, sir.
What's up, Mr. Brian? How you doing?
All right. Hey, Motor City Aquatics. Does he know he spelled aquatics that way? Surely.
Yes. Yeah, he had to because there is an actual Motor City Aquatics group for, I guess, swimmers. I guess they're competition swimmers or something like that up there.
And they call themselves aquatics?
Yeah.
Not swimmers. Aquatics.
So he had to change it to a K so that way he could get the .com.
Well, that makes lots of sense. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee.
Good morning. Talk about rolling in.
Hey, it's all right.
Hi, Dee Dee.
Hey.
Fish Tank Barn, good morning. Thanks for lurking. Miss Jenna P, good morning. Tom Kelly Outdoors, how are you? Good to see you guys. And there's, of course, James McCoy, and he actually came through YouTube. All right, if I don't forget before I run out the door when I get off the stream, I will try my best to give the dogs their hot dog.
Hey, look, we got a super chat.
Uh-oh. Look at this. Tom Kelly Outdoors. It's good to see you, man. How are you? And here it is, just for you. Wow. That's like a lot.
Good morning.
Right? That's right. To slap your pummel, wake you up, right? Type, get you going. It's a little bit of a faster groove than I've got going this morning. But thank you very much, Tom Kelly. It's good to see you. I met Tom Kelly, you guys, from Catfish Terry's stream.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do that. That's what I'm trying to do.
Hey, wow. Look at that. That's green.
That's what I'm trying to do in the background. It is St. Patrick's.
That, Dee Dee?
I was looking to see if I had green on.
I do. Kind of like a green and yellow, but It is.
I'm going to
weird.
call this shirt green
Okay.
because I can, because I'm
That's
colorblind.
like an army green.
Yeah, there
And
you
I've
go.
got teal in my hair, and it's like a aqua color instead of like a teal, but I'm gonna call that green too, like a shade of green. But I think it's really more of a shade of blue. But
That's a very big stretch.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But
I
I
would
always
pinch
got
you.
away. I always got away.
I would
In
pinch you.
school, my eyes are green, so I was always covered.
I just
not
used
when you
my,
blink,
I'm
not when you
colorblind.
blink.
That's
You
right.
just got to wait for you to blink and then pinch you.
That's right. You gotta wait till I blink. Dadgummit. Wait till I blink. So, Be Whizzle, good morning.
Yes, happy
And
St.
thank
Patty's
you.
Day.
That's right. And happy St. Patty's Day. And thank you so much, Mr. Tom Kelly. Really do appreciate it. Really, really do appreciate it. All right, you guys. So what's going on since I've been gone? Like when I was sick, I did nothing but lay in my recliner and watch TV. I would every now and then stop in to say hi somewhere, but I was sleeping. The nausea medicine that I have knocks me out. I don't know why it does, but it works. You know, like a lot of people take Benadryl and it knocks them out, which if I take 2, it knocks me out. But if I take one of my nausea medicine, oh my gosh, whew.
But that's the best way to get through nauseation.
It is. It is.
To not be aware of it.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes.
We spent Tuesday learning to overcome technical difficulties in a stream. It was quite interesting.
Well, hey, everybody's got a learning curve.
Kind of glad that you weren't feeling well and you missed it. Hopefully.
I did. That was one of the only, I mean, I think I was in there for a minute or so and then I passed out. Like I meant to be there. I'm always there in the background, even when I'm missing I'm not here. I'm always lurking. But this time I took my medicine before the stream and it knocked me out. And it was playing, but I wasn't hearing it.
Good morning, Garcia.
And then I heard and then I heard it didn't even get through the second hour, so I was like, all right.
Yeah, it was like I had just gotten back from getting kicked off the internet about 15 seconds, and then when Skipper hit the button,
yeah,
it was like, what do we do? Because Eduardo and me and Papa and Skipper was still in backstage, but he couldn't get us back in.
Yeah,
so
it's all right.
About 5 minutes, we just gave it up.
Yeah, no biggie.
So Big Papa and Eduardo talked to me the whole time I was driving to another city.
Yeah. Eduardo kept talking, not me.
Yeah, you were doing,
All right, Ben Backstrom needs some advice, you guys. He says, I have a fish with Popeye and stringy poop. I am going to try aquarium salt first. How much salt per gallon do I put in a 10-gallon tank? Ooh. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't answer that one because I don't go to salt first.
I would check Aquarium Co-op's videos, since that's one of the first line of defenses he uses in all of his tanks. He probably has a better idea of how much is appropriate per gallon, because I've seen that a ton of times where he even says so that people think he's crazy, that's his first attack. When he has something going on, he'll use salt and then he'll do the treating. So he probably has a good idea on the ratio.
And I've heard everything from half a teaspoon to a gallon to a full teaspoon a gallon. So I don't know. And I'm definitely not the one to go there because I don't go salt first. I go to meds first. And in my experience, which is not much, I've never been able to cure Popeye with any kind of product. It's been clean water and overtime.
I eat me
Popeye.
spinach.
Now,
spinach.
Right, spinach.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just being very clean water and time is what took care of the Popeye. But the
I
I'm
have
sure
done
you
it with
should.
salt and clean water.
Yeah,
And then this last time, this other fish, I did it with salt, clean water, and some of that Maricin. Just I just put a little bit of
Yeah.
a few drops in because I just had it in a little teeny hospital tank, and it seemed to work a little faster. It might just be the fish,
right.
but I don't know how much I used. I just put a little bit in there, and it's like, okay, that's a good start. And then
Beck says the marine salt should say it on the box. So
Right, and it should, but that would be to make it the proper salinity for salt water.
right.
I don't think it has dosage instructions if you're using it as a medication.
What about regular aquarium salt?
Here, I can actually look.
I'm sure Corey's has it on there because I've watched it 100 times. I know I have.
Actually, like the Fritz one does say it has to condition water for tropical community, and then it has for treatment of external parasites. So it has instructions for both.
The aquarium salt says add 1 rounded tablespoon for every 5 gallons, half rounded tablespoon for every 4 liters of aquarium water.
Yeah, and some fish do not tolerate salt well.
Yeah.
Don't corridors have a hard time with salt?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The treatment. It says for treatment of external parasites, prepare a 2.5% saline bath in a quarantine tank by adding half cup per 1 gallon of water. Immerse fish for 15 to 30 minutes, removing at first signs of stress. Replace fish in fresh water.
That would be a salt bath.
Yeah. And then it also has the other one for conditioning water to, just like what you said. And then in a live bearer tank, use up to 1 tablespoon per gallon, increasing levels slowly over 3 to 4 days. So that's directly from the Fritz aquarium salt.
Now, Patrick Hardy, Corey says he puts salt in his, even though he has some plants in his.
Yeah.
But, he's only going to a certain limit, too. And certain plants.
And in length, I think it hurts them at a length more as so much. I think if they're exposed to salt for a certain length of time, they'll start being damaged.
Yeah, that's why it says as soon as you see signs of stress, remove them. Because that means they've been washed off as best as they can be before they'll die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Eduardo probably has a good point here. Well, I know he does. Because he's been doing this for 50 years.
This is for This is for a first day treatment salt bath, then water change in the quarantine tank. Fish should be alone. Hey, quit that.
I'm going to have to break out the other nickname, Eduardo.
Oh, I busted him with it yesterday. Just call me oregano.
Right, but did you catch the one that I said at the end of my stream last night? That's the one that I think is going to stick.
Which one was that?
It's kind of similar to Aquatics.
No, I did not.
Oh, you're going to make me say
the stream.
Ed Weirdo.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I like oregano because he's spicy.
Right? There you go.
Yeah.
I think my goldfish are breeding again.
Uh-oh.
Well, remember I had to pull her because she was in a tank with the rest of them, and I had to pull her because they near killed her. So I brought her and I put her in a 10-gallon by herself, and I left her alone for about a week by herself, let her heal up, and then I went and got the male that I wanted, and I put him in the tank with her, and nothing's happened for, golly, a week and a half now. But this morning, he's chasing her all around. So I was getting worried that she was going to get egg bound. I don't know if they can or not. If these are the Randas, whichever one. But I was beginning to get to a point where I needed somebody to come and do whatever they do to get them out, to get the eggs out, squish the eggs out or whatever. But because I don't want them to eat the eggs either.
Now, Corey, when he had those goldfish in the 800-gallon,
Yeah,
he did have a little baby goldfish up here in there.
yeah.
I guess they didn't get one.
It's almost what they look like. Right now I've got, so when she was sick, I didn't want to put her on bare bottom. So I put a whole bunch of yarn all across the bottom. It looks like a bed of yarn. So I was hoping that the eggs would fall in the yarn and they wouldn't, be able to get to them. But I may be wrong. So now what do I do? I don't know what to do now.
Well, since I have cooled my fish room down so much, it's getting ready to be pretty soon for our ponds outside. Well, last year I took my crevensis out there. I took platies out there. I think I took my Siamese algae eater, one of them, out there. But this year I don't have all those fish. So my ponds are going to be primarily my plants this year, but I'm going to go and buy a couple of goldfish. That, not many, just a few. That way when I have to bring them in for the winter, if I do bring them in, which I probably will, I won't have a whole bunch of fish out there, but something to eat the mosquito larvae.
Yeah.
Because around here we get small birds biting you. That's how big they get.
Miss Susie Q. Oh, you guys, I've got baby axolotls. They actually started hatching.
Oh,
I've got
cool.
30 of them that have hatched so far. I think I have 6 more left to hatch if they're gonna hatch. Now, she also sent me some mountain minnows, some white clouds, which I do not understand why they're called white clouds, because they're shiny, and then they have the red nose and the red fins on top and bottom, and there's nothing white about them. I think they're called that. I think somebody said because the guy's name that found them, his name was White, and he named them White Clouds. I don't know why they're clouds, but he named them White because of his last name of Clouds. I think that's what someone told me.
Oh, okay.
Because there is no other explanation there could be, because they're not white.
Because they are from the White Cloud Mountains of Japan.
There we go.
What she said.
Okay.
Oh,
That makes sense. Then the place, okay. Yeah. But they, definitely are not white. And so this whole time, everybody would be talking about, white clouds. Oh, white clouds. And I'm thinking it's white fish. But they are very pretty little fish, even though, most people use them as bait. But they're pretty little fish. And they school. So I have them in the 29 that I have the 2 totes sitting in with the axolotls. Because as they hatch, I suck them up with a baster and put them in the other tote. Because I feed them and then I change their water twice a day and yada yada. But
Yada yada.
yada. I know I didn't say that a lot. Yada yada. Yada yada. Just where they came from and is from is cloudy up in the mountains. That would make sense. Now, what can I do to keep these goldfish from eating their eggs?
I have no idea. I've never tried it.
Steven!
Don't do it.
You know,
Drink more coffee, Stephen. Wake up.
There is no amount of coffee in the world. So instead of like spiking my heart rate, I'll just go with it. I'll get some sleep eventually.
They call that
Maybe.
therapy for me when I
you've
spike
got
my heart
on a
rate.
mystery. You've got on a mystery Snow Guardian shirt.
Oh, I'm blinded.
I feel so pretty.
Blinded
I
by
know.
the
Oh,
light.
Ooh.
Oh, geek boy, you say yada yada to your wife all the time. I have a feeling that just feels wrong. Rico says he's got the gold white clouds, and I seen those last night. Those are really pretty. I want the long fin though. I want the long fin gold white clouds, not gold white clouds. The long fin white clouds.
Those are pretty.
If they can make it in Rico's pond over winter, they should be able to make it in mine.
Yes, they are supposed to, and I'm gonna breed them and have them outside in the pond outside. So once I get my ponds finished outside, I'm gonna put them there. But
Are you
they are
suggesting
really
that like Rico
pretty.
is bad at keeping fish, or just that it's cold?
I didn't say it.
I'm asking Dee Dee.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading this comment. What'd you say, Steve?
Oh no, you were just like, if Rico could keep those fish, anybody can.
No, because it's way colder where he's at.
Yeah.
Oh, you look so pretty.
Now we
I
do
know.
have we'll
I
go
know.
down to a 20-day here, there, but basically it's low 30s most of the winter at nighttime. So he uses a Tetra heater. So I'm not really crazy about leaving them outside all winter, but it'd be nice to know that
Snoochie booch.
If you go
if
down,
the weather changed on you, you don't have to worry about it for a day or two.
my friend the biologist John said, or ichthyologist, whatever he is, all those titles. He said that as long as you go down 36 inches, even up in the north, you can keep the cold water fish outside. Not guppies, white clouds, and the goldfish, even the designer goldfish, like mine.
36 inches, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am. It's like
Well, now mine are in a tub, 100-gallon tub, so that's not 3 feet tall.
no, they needs to be 3. It needs to be in the ground. Yeah, it's got to have the warmth of the ground. And
Yeah,
so
if you use thermodynamic filtering, you got to be at least 3 feet in the ground and run your piping through that, so that way it maintains a consistent temperature on the top level. And that's something I've thought about doing for outdoor ponds, so that way even in the summer or the winter, I could have outdoor ponds if I run what do they call that, thermo, whatever I just said.
well, even if the thermo goes, because I have a fountain that starts at the top and it goes down, and then it's going to go into the pond. Well,
Right.
small pond, but the pond itself will be 36 inches deep. That doesn't include the fountain, but the water will pump up to the fountain and then drain down into the pond. It'll have a skimmer on the other end, but
How cold does it get up there in Shreveport? Like, what's the coldest time of year?
usually February is our coldest.
Like
and
temperature wise, like
got to
the
20s.
lowest temp. 20s.
Yeah, it's a winter. It's a cold winter if we start getting down into the teens. And
Yeah,
so
that
far we
seems to
had-
happen every couple of years. Like
Yeah.
you'll have those hard freeze warnings, and
Yeah.
that's the thing I'm worried about. Like, what do you do when that hits? Like
Right.
when you're not used to that, and you don't really, I don't know how to like be prepared for that.
Right. I think that if we were going to see down in the single digits, I would probably go out and grab my designer goldfish and bring them in. But anything below that, and if I'm down 36 inches, I'm not going to worry about it. But the thermo water, that doesn't include it if it's going up to a fountain and then rushing down a creek into a pond, right? Because it has too much time to cool off before it gets back to the pond.
I don't think it'd matter as much because the water flow would still, it might drop a couple of degrees, but not enough to make it significant. You know, I think the bulk of your water supply, if it's being maintained at a constant temperature, then going up through a fountain, yeah, it'll cool off a couple of degrees, but not totally.
Oh, yeah.
Rico says he cut the pump off to the weir, just left the heater on. Now, the other day on a stream, they had a pond heater and an air stove. Like a pond heater, like you would get at like Tractor Supply. And the air stone keeps, in case if it ices over, it'll keep the opening.
Now, my buddy has a pond out here on the property, and he put goldfish and guppies in it. And I think he got finished building it and doing everything he wanted like in October or so. Maybe it was late November or September. But he put the guppies and the goldfish in there. And of course, over the winter, he had no water movement, and he only turns the pump on at night when he's there and he can watch it. All of the guppies, of course, didn't make it through the winter, but the goldfish are doing just fine. And even when it got down into the teens, the guppies were still fine. Now, they weren't moving a whole lot, but they're still there.
Goldfish, they seem to survive. I wish I liked them more.
Yeah.
I like the designer ones, and I like the butterfly koi, but I don't care for much of in many other ones.
But my first exposure to Danny Weshy was he had had a little pond outside and it had frozen, and he did the video of going out and checking everything, and that was the first time I'd seen him. So he's what, in Indiana?
Yeah, somewhere up there.
Yeah. So.
Patrick Hardy, give me just a second. Yes, I do have a tracking number for you. I'm sorry. I am so bad about sending tracking numbers.
You should be getting your killifish today, I think.
Sweet. And it's going to be warm, so I shouldn't have to panic about getting home to get them. So,
no.
They'll be here when I get home.
I didn't panic when I packed them either because I was like, it's pretty warm. I don't see it being too bad, even if it gets down into the 50s.
Yeah.
I got my CPDs in from Foxy's Fishes yesterday, and I don't know how they did it, but they had little bags, and inside of each little bag was a bag that was like split in half, sealed, like pressed or something.
They have a heat sealer.
I got one of those.
CPD over here and a CPD over here, and she had 5 sets of them, and that was pretty.
Were they
nice.
in breather bags?
Pardon?
Were they in breather bags?
No. Well, I say no.
Well, was there any air in the bag, or was it completely full of water?
Oh, it was air. It was air.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you can still do that with a heat sealer, but I've got those breather bags, and you can kind of you do individual fish shipping. You can fill the whole thing up, or you fill the bottom part up with water. You heat seal that. Sorry, you got like a pocket for a fish, and then more water, heat seal, and another. So you can kind of bag them separately, but use the same bag.
I've got to get some more. What do you call them? Breather bags.
I'm kind of scared to ship in breather bags. I don't know. I just feel like they're very thin, and you can't double bag, which is what I'm used to.
You can double bag.
Breather bags? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I felt like it would be not as permeable.
I've done it multiple times, and I've had them sent to me that way.
Okay. That's good to know.
I've been busy.
But it just depends on what I'm shipping, what I want to use what I want to put in breather bags, or if I want to use poly bags. I've got them all. Patrick Hardy, what email do you use when you email me? For whatever reason, I cannot find your emails.
Michael Pee-wee's back.
And I'm guessing by the title of the short that Dee Dee was happy with her shrimps that she got.
Yes, I was.
What'd you get?
Spicy little something. Well, he sent me way too many.
Okay.
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
No.
Because he only owed me
Wait a minute.
But he sent me a dozen.
Sweet.
of the little red cherry shrimp,
Cool.
and they're like, ding, ding, ding. They're everywhere, and they're cute. Very, I mean, they were lively, and in the video, my stepdaughter wanted to hold them, and she says, "I can feel them walking on my hands." To the bag. I'm surprised she didn't drop them. That's why I kept hovering, because I was
Aw.
expecting her to let go. If we get a mosquito in the house, she runs screaming, "There's a bug! There's a bug!" It's a mosquito or a gnat. A gnat will do the same thing too.
Aqua Kiwa. Good morning.
Oh, yeah, Eduardo reminded me that I triple bagged the plecos that I sent him because they were full-grown plecos. So yeah, got to be extra careful. You triple wrap that thing like a sailor.
Yeah. PB Aquatics. Good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're not working too hard.
Don't forget to take a minute and share the screen.
That's right. Please share the stream out, you guys. Give it a like. Make sure that like is there and share it, share it, share it. Facebook.
Somebody has a brand new Facebook page.
Who's that?
I think it would be Stephen P. 2003.
Yeah, somebody was pestering me to make one, and so I did it. And then I, like an old man, like fumbling around, like, how do you join a group? How do you share this thing? And I finally just made Annette an admin on the page. She knows all that stuff.
Yeah, I tried to do one for Keeping It Shrimple. I wanted to do a Keeping It Shrimple group on Facebook, and I started trying to do it, and then I'm like, how do you make it? How do you screw it? And I stopped doing it, so it's just sitting there. I need to get in there and try to geek out and figure out what to do, but I just haven't messed with it.
Glad you caught that, Joe Stan.
The Tub Pond Handbook.
Yeah, this is recommended by Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Y'all should see the notes I take from their stream.
I want to see him.
Got them too.
You make a book from them.
Brooklyn showed me her notes one day, and they're like decorated.
Oh,
She does. She turns her notes.
She's a
into art.
doodler.
Mm-hmm. But she also takes notes. See, I would either be taking sloppy notes or doodling. I cannot do both.
There's a page. There's a page.
See?
There's a page.
Okay, no, that's like teacher's pet notes. What are you trying to get out of that?
I found you, Patrick.
I did have a question, and I don't know if I ordered the right thing or not. But when y'all were talking about the nylon dry ferts, are you talking about the capsules or the salts or?
So the capsules will be root tabs, and the salts would be for fertilizing the water column.
Which one should I have gotten? Okay.
Are you trying to like replace all-in-one fertilizer?
Well, I'm using Easy Green right now.
Okay, yeah. To replace that, you want to go. I mean, I use the dry first just because it's cheaper. Like, there's nothing wrong with Easy Green either. So, just saying.
Yeah. I mean, but I want to do something like under 2 as well.
And what?
That way I can do some Easy Green, maybe like on Saturdays and some this on the other times.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Gives me an option.
Oh, I wouldn't overthink it too much. But yeah, like E-Boy said, the dry ferts are also known as salts. So
okay,
that's what you would
I
get.
didn't order them because I didn't know, but I did order the root tabs. Because I am having root tabs are up.
I use root tabs more for when I first set up a tank, and then that way I know my substrate is, fertilized.
Yep.
Sometimes it works against me though, because I'll have a nutrient spike at the very beginning because of the root tabs in the substrate while I'm trying to cycle the tank. So you'll get like this green algae on the bottom of the tank all over the substrate. But for me and shrimp, it's perfect. I'm like, woohoo, yay.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I just do a bunch of water changes in the beginning, and I don't fertilize the water column at all when I'm setting up a new planted tank. I just keep the substrate nutritious for however long until you kind of see some deficiencies or whatever. Yeah, I just kind of watch it, and I have sort of a feel for it now.
Yeah.
Well, I have holes in my leads, so that's potassium. Maybe don't have
Or
enough.
magnesium.
I believe
Yeah,
they said it should
potassium
be
or
USPS.
That's why I thought if I added something different, I could maybe cover the bases.
Eduardo and Patrick Hardy, both of your fish were sent out USPS, which I don't normally use. I went to this shipping place because it was on my way. It wasn't my normal UPS place. And I just told them the fastest, shipest way to get there. And I didn't check back to see who they did it through, or I should have said, don't use a USPS because I don't use them normally. But I guess as long as they show up good today, everything will be all right. If not, I'm going to be upset.
To be honest, I'm having much better shipping times shipping on Tuesday versus shipping on Monday. When I was shipping on Mondays, I was noticing it was taking until Friday or Saturday to arrive at the location.
Uh-huh.
And when I ship on Tuesdays, it's usually getting there Thursday.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because Mondays, it's such an influx of packages and deliveries and stuff. I saw somebody posted in one of the streams that said, I work for the post office. Do not do it on Mondays. And so that kind of gave me the idea that maybe Tuesdays are better, or Wednesdays even, because they'll still get the product by Saturday.
That's interesting. Because I used to always ship on Mondays, and post office always gave me hella problems.
Right. That's
And
why I
I
quit
just
using
switched.
USPS.
hmm
And you went to using UPS. But even with UPS, I'm still getting 4-day shipping. So
Yeah. And that's kind of why I was like, what's the trade-off? If I go to UPS, I'm still going to get the same shipping time, but just changing from Monday to Tuesdays has really made a difference, and everything's getting there healthy and within a couple of days. So I'm kind of liking it, doing it on Tuesdays versus Mondays, because I do notice there's a big line. There's a lot of people in the post office on Mondays. Every Monday, it's always packed.
hey, Sharpie, please type the price. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. I'll ask Greg what I'm supposed to do about that. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, I did send you something, but that's anyway. Sharpie's asking how blue do my nanochroma get? Yes, they do. That male does get as blue as a blue electric Acara. Very, very blue. Shiny though. It's a different blue though. It's blue, but it's a shimmery, glittery blue. Pretty cool.
Oh, probably like the blue platies. The light color ones, they have that really like a see-through blue shine.
Yeah, they're not see-through, but they're definitely shimmery blue. I sure would like to sell them. I wish somebody would take them off my hands. Big time. I'll even trade something if anybody wants to trade anything.
You've been selling your blue dragons?
I have been selling my blue dragons. I have at least 2 more trios left, and then I got a bunch of babies coming up.
Nice.
My albinos are not doing good. Like my albino cherry snake skins are doing fine, but I've got way more females than males. But my mosaics, they either keep absorbing the babies or just get really fat. Same thing with my darn, what are they called? Albino koi. My albino kois.
Which one did you give me from Aquafest? They were they the mosaics or kois? I know they were albinos.
Those are mosaics. The mosaic.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the ones I'm having a problem with them absorbing their babies all of a sudden. And so you know what? I want to ask you guys, what, especially Jay Oliver, you're in here. What is there is a guppy. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the picture that I'm looking for. But I can't find it. And I don't even know if it's real because
Mythical guppy, huh? Okay.
well, I mean, it's supposed to be the most purchased, most popular purchased guppy. Most.
Two coolies want to know if any of the Canadian fam ever sees pixie snails for sale anywhere. She willing to trade the kingdom for it.
What is it?
Her kingdom.
Spixie. Spixi.
Pixie snails.
I don't know what that is.
I've never heard of them.
Let's talk about Two Coolies' kingdom, though. Well, what's that about? Like, what's
Right.
going on? What kind of kingdom you got? I might be able
They
to
got what
come
you
up with
got
some
right-
fish for
like
her
Kelly.
kingdom.
It's called the rainbow guppy, y'all. But
The rainbow guppy. Well, you had me at rainbow. Let's see.
okay, that's the pingu.
They eat hydra, she says.
Okay.
Huh, interesting.
I'm looking.
My gourami will eat hydra, and my rainbow fish will eat hydra as well.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure my guppies do, because if there was going to be hydra anywhere, it would definitely be in that mosh pit, and
Ooh.
there's no hydra.
You guys, pea puffers will eat planaria.
Oh. So
That
have
tank-
you retracted from getting rid of yours in?
Well, I still do want to get rid of them because I'm going bare bottom in those tank. Or I've went bare bottom in two of them already. But the other one that still had planaria in it, when I put the pea puffers in there, I ain't seen lately. I have not seen any planaria anywhere in that tank.
Ooh.
So I know for a fact that pea puffers will eat planaria.
And you had some big
I had some big son of a guns too. Yep, big
little snakes.
Bigger than I've ever
Ever
seen planaria look like. That was kind of radioactive, freaky size planaria.
Yes,
Yeah,
Grow some
Look in
good.
that
She grows some
water
good.
in Shreveport.
They freak me out when they have the very definite triangular shaped head, and that's all. I'm like, that's a big one, because they don't form that style of a head until they get pretty good size, and then it's pronounced that way, and it's like, oh my god, that's a scary looking thing. Get rid of it.
I've got video on when they were when they got on a shrimp, and it looked like a ball of snakes, like when they're in the water, all wrapped around this shrimp. I mean, I've got video of it somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's gross, but
I've seen it.
it definitely, it's, yeah. Gross, but they eat them. But I still want to sell mine. And these little bumblebee gobies. I want to sell my bumblebee gobies, the pea puffers, and that nanochroma pair.
Alumina,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I mean, I said I wanted $8 a piece for them, but $6 or maybe I said $6. I don't remember.
I
Somebody
think
make
it's
me an
$6.
offer. Somebody make me an offer.
Make a deal. The price is right.
Right?
So
I'll
I'm
keep
just
the bad
space.
boys though if they eat those.
You should just do it for a giveaway.
No. I got to get something for them.
You get the feeling of satisfaction that you
Right,
gave them
that
away.
you shared with somebody else.
Take it.
Not to mention this, the shipping.
Yes, this is true.
Where's all my cichlid people?
I wonder if Skipper got that snake the other day.
I didn't know he was after a snake.
Well, he wasn't, but he went into a pet store where we were still behind after we got locked out the other day.
Uh-huh.
And he says, "Oh no, my wife is going to kill me." And he showed us this snake like Furlough had the other day. It was basically a blonde snake with black spots.
I'm not sure what Jenna would think if I brought home a snake. She likes most animal. Like, I don't think she would be opposed to it. I think she would be wondering why I did that.
I think she's teachery enough to have it in the house.
Yeah, but she knows like I don't really have any interest in reptiles at all.
If I
Yeah.
didn't do anything, it'd be a lizard.
No,
want
one
my
thing I
frogs.
can never do. Oh, the milk frogs. Have you found a good source for them at a good price?
No, it's looking like the cheapest we can get them is 40. That's with Misfit. Brennan can get them, but then we still
Yeah.
have to pay shipping, so they really end up still being 50.
Yeah, that sounds like that's the price. They're kind of cool though. I mean, if you really want one, I think might be worth giving it a shot. You sell a couple of guppy trios. I think you can get
Yeah.
yourself a milk frog.
Yeah, I have to sell some of these some of my axolotls so that I can buy some of the milk frogs.
Oh yeah. So how are those axolotl eggs going?
Good. So far, I've had 30 hatch.
Nice.
And let's see. I haven't transferred the video over because I'm doing a video of them all, coming, getting them, and then seeing them, and then them hatching, and then them growing. So I didn't put out a video on them, but I do have video of them. But maybe I can do this and just see if we can see them. So they're not going to be moving because they just hatched. They're not going to be moving. They're going to look like they're dead, but they're not.
But Whistle, she has 6 or 8 pea puffers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do they eat when they're that little?
They're still eating their egg yolk right now, but as of today, I'm already have some vinegar eels and micro worms in there with them.
Okay.
But they should be up and moving around a little bit more today, and they will start looking for their first meal per se today. And that's what they'll eat. I'm gonna put a little bit of green water in there with them, and they'll start eating those micro worms and the vinegar eels. And then after a few days, I'll start giving them some baby brine shrimp.
They are tiny. They're way tinier than what I thought that they would be. Like
Teeny tiny.
That's cool. Although when they start growing, you got 30 something axolotls. What
Yeah.
the hell? What do you do with them?
Well, so we've got an outlet for them, but I have my friend that John, the biologist, he's getting some of them, and then we'll breed them. Hey, there's Susie Q. Did you see your babies? I still owe you some money.
Yep.
No, the pea puffers on my website. I don't even have a website right now. I shut my other one down. And I have not made my new one.
Just you have some just to email you if you they want to.
Yeah, I mean, I can take some pictures of them and send them, but they're just pea puffers. So I've got 2 that are bigger than the other ones because I had 2 that were older, and then I bought 4 or 5 more and put them with them. So 2 are bigger than the others, but the others they're all within this year being born and all.
I have a question, Jess. So
What?
on your stuff that you sell, like
Yeah.
I know you sell some of it through Get Gills. You have
Yeah.
products listed on Get Gills. Have you tried to do Stock My Tank at all?
Actually, that's what I have them on right now, is Stock My Tank.
You do have them on Stock My Tank.
Yep.
Because I'm working with Nat. I talked to her the other day, and we're trying to figure out some ways to make it a little bit more convenient for somebody that just wants to offload some fish or plants or something and not have to set up an actual quote unquote vendor site.
Uh-huh.
So we were talking about ideas of, maybe doing some kind of digital swap or something where we could get people, hobbyists that want to just get rid of a couple of fish without having to set up a site, to still give them a place to go to and have the ability to swap or sell their products.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like a little mini online forum, maybe with a feedback system built
Right,
into
and
it.
that's kind of what we talked about, something that's active, where people are actively engaged in it. And how would we set that up, whether it would be like a digital swap type thing or a forum, or so we're trying to going through some ideas. But if y'all think of anything, hit me up with an email, and let me know, because I think stuff like that, instead of, like, for me, I just don't make enough selling to justify paying a monthly fee for a website. But
Well,
Yeah.
I make enough sales to absorb the fees for selling on Stop My Tank, and it's a pretty simple setup.
it's really easy to add things to your product list on Stock My Tank.
Mm-hmm.
But in all honesty, I haven't sold the first thing off of Stock My Tank.
Yeah,
Everything I've sold has been through Stock My Tank. So
yeah, I think it's kind of like, because I know if I'm going to buy shrimp from Papa Shrimp, I know that's where I need to go.
Right.
So I think it's kind of like you either getting the Stock My Tank name out there, or like getting your own name out there as like, this is where your stuff is now. This is where you can go buy it.
Right. And I don't have, this is the only place that I've listed the pea peppers, or any of it that I have for sale right now.
Well, you see, you don't even have the views on there. You got
what?
two views on pea puffers and 1 view on your trio.
Yeah, I just need to get some traffic there.
But how do I get traffic there? Isn't that what she's supposed to be doing?
No, not really. I mean,
well,
it's up to you to market your product, just like with anything else.
Does she not? But she's getting a cut of it, right?
Yeah, but Dan's Fish doesn't do anything for Get Gills and say, hey, go check out Jess's stuff on Get Gills or anything like that. So that's why Nat's trying to figure out what makes it easier for like people like you or myself. What would make it better so that we get a better marketplace and people driving traffic to the site to check out everybody, not just anybody in particular, but get people more traffic to Stock My Tank, because there's a lot of good stuff being sold, but not too many people know about it.
Right. With any of these like vendor sites, especially when they're new, it's a joint effort. The people who are selling on it need to heavily promote it. The people who are running it need to heavily promote it. I mean, so there we go. Matt will add it to your page on Fish Fam Link. And then if you've got, you can link to it in your description of all your videos if you haven't already. Be one thing, maybe make a short just to say, hey, this is where my fish are right now, since I don't have a website.
Yeah, one and done category. See, and that's, like I said, so if, like Jess, if you want some help, let me know, because I'm working with Nat on trying to find ways to get better marketing for us or better exposure on the site. Because like I told her, I love the site, the way it's set up. But when you go into the site at the very beginning, that all of the fancy stuff that she did and the graphics and everything kind of detracts from somebody going, ooh, I want to buy that fish, So I think if she changed it up a little bit and made it more user-friendly and clickable, direct clicks to stuff, that would be a little bit easier for the people that are looking through the site. And then also finding ways to make it easier for vendors to list stuff without having to put a whole page of information as far as SKU numbers, weight,
I don't have any
dimension,
of that.
all of that stuff, to make it more quick, to where it's just, here's the product, here's a picture, here's the price, and here's the shipping method. Boom. And I think more hobbyists would be involved if it was a quicker setup than kind of cumbersome like it is now.
Yeah.
But if anybody is interested, hit me up, because like I said, I'm working with Nat, and I've been messing with my portion of the site enough to where I can help you out, streamline it, get your products listed, and then find ways that we can, promote your links so that people can get to your store. Because it's taken me a little while for people to start finding my store. They might go to Stock My Tank and say, "Ooh, I want some of those fish." Those aren't mine. They're different vendors, So anything I can do to help, because I want to help Nat. I consider her local, since she's from Texas. So anything we can do to make the website better for everybody, the users and the vendors, I think that'd be great.
And the more outlets we as vendors have, the better. So, it's only to our benefit that we've got a million different ways to list our products. Of course, it would always be handier if you could list them a lot quicker. Like, there are certain sites where I just stopped selling on there because it's such a chore to list anything.
Yes.
Looking at you, Aquabid.
Right. I agree. Aquabid's a pain in the rear. But I mean, if you got something, it's easy to buy on.
Oh yeah.
I know that for a fact. But I mean, and I understand it as, if she's getting a cut of my money, she better be promoting this shit. Sorry, but that's why I signed up for it, because I understood it as she's promoting it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but she's promoting Stock My Tank as much as she could. So, like, if I go and I decided I wanted to open up a Shopify website and get my .com through Shopify, what is it? What's their responsibility that I'm paying them a monthly fee to promote?
To promote it.
But what? They're going to promote my site just because I pay a monthly fee?
No.
Like
Not
all the
just
thousands
your
of
site.
other vendors?
It in general. Shopify in general. They should be promoting Shopify in general.
Oh, yeah. And
then, then people they'll come to this and then they'll shop. But
yeah, I mean, it justifies the fee whenever they do.
Right.
Like, for example, eBay. The reason why eBay can charge a ridiculously high fee is because, like, what's the competitor to eBay?
Right.
What's a real competitor to a place that you as an individual can go and list virtually anything on there and sell it?
I mean, the only thing I ever compared it to was Amazon, but you can't just do that on Amazon.
Yeah. But I think it's a startup joint effort for sure.
Yeah, and I get that, and that's something that I can bring up to Nat about the fees and some of the I guess obstacles that people may face, like yourself. I'm saying, well, I'm paying this fee, so what are you going to do for me paying you the fee? And to me, it's kind of one of those things. Well, what's she going to do for you is she gave you a platform to put it on there. It doesn't cost you anything. You can put your pictures, you can put all the information, you can set up your shipping, you can automate it as much as you want to. And that's why she's charging a fee, because she's paying for the server, she's paying for the hosting, she's paying for the .com, she's doing all this. Plus, she's doing all of the work on the site itself to make it work for us. So that's where I'm like, okay, if I sell $10 worth of stuff and I give you 60 cents, that's no big deal. It's 60 cents.
Right. And now, how long has that site been around? Not even a year, right?
No.
Like it's
been about a year. Yeah.
It's a baby in the realm of .coms. It sometimes it'll take years for that stuff to get off the ground, even if you're like promoting the crap out of it.
Right. I feel pretty fortunate because I've had pretty good success so far, and the views and traffic I have going to the site on almost every product, it's up over 50 views. So that tells me that at least people are going and looking. You know, the other stuff, yeah, I got to figure out pricing, blah, 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 the right products. But getting the traffic going through there, and yeah, I think it's just all because of everybody here. You know, Matt posting my links on the Fish Fam link, you guys promoting it, me promoting it on my website or my streams. So I think a lot of that has helped me get the traffic to there.
Mhm. So, Jess, do you ever post on the on your community tab about your fish for sale? Because that would be a good way to kind of get the word out there without having to like put like the work and while putting out shorts and stuff. Just kind of in front of you, there's a link and like here's the stuff I got right now.
Yeah.
Go buy some murder beans.
Like, I mean,
Oops, I forgot I had my camera off.
I mean, on Stock My Tank on the front page are my blue dragons, my pea puffers, and my bumblebee gobies.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get the pictures I've got of the nanochroma are. I can't get very good pictures of them, but they're so hard to get a picture of. But I will send you the pictures of them, Doc.
I'm going to do my best to help Nat out and promote and promote and promote. And like I said, if anybody wants to try it, but they're a little bit overwhelmed, come to me, send me an email. I'll get you the hookup. And I'll do whatever I can on my end to help set you up properly. You know, even if it's a little bit of graphics help or whatever, because.
What do you mean graphics?
Kind of, well, I don't want to steal your sister's thunder, but I'm trying to do as much work as I can with making thumbnails, doing websites, making banners, whatever I can. Like Brian, if you check out his website, I've done a lot of work to make his website work and look professional and be automated. And he gave me a few dollars for doing that work. And I'd really love to be able to make more money and generate income by doing that kind of stuff, whatever it is, you know, helping people out, set up their websites, do graphics, thumbnails, whatever I can do, because it'll help me get better. And it'll also help people, you know, market their product or present it in I think, a more professional, cleaner look. So any of that, I'm trying to graphic wise, website wise, anything that I could utilize my skill, especially as it relates to fish and aquariums and shrimp.
Texas Fish Room, good morning. Good to see you in here. And of course, Dr. Anthony. I've seen Liquid Zoo, Matt, B Wizzle came in. Good morning. Derek, 44 Man Guy came in, and Kenny and Ian, Jennifer Weaver. I think that was all that came in. Jeremy, Chevy Fish.
Rocco had a stream where he had, is her name Natalie?
Yeah,
Natalie.
Where he introduced her and everything.
Taro. We had her on the morning show. I mean, I know who she is. It's just I put my stuff on Stock My Tank to try it out. But that doesn't mean that I'm not fixing to go stick that stuff on Get Gills either, because
like as a vendor, you shouldn't be like beholden to any one site,
right?
But
I mean,
presenting those options out there.
If there was more traffic or whatever going through Stock My Tank, you know, maybe. But I need to be moving fish. I don't need to be sitting here and keeping them holding in the tanks.
Oh yeah, I would list if I was selling fish right now, like if I wasn't extremely lazy and like shipping fish was just a chore for me, I would have them up probably even on Aquabid too, as much as is a pain to list them. But I put them on Get Gills, I'd put them on Stock My Tank, might even put them on eBay.
And depending on what fish they are, guppies do really well on eBay. I mean, I know I don't normally purchase any fish from eBay, but selling on eBay, guppies do really well. I've done well on eBay, which why I haven't gone there this go round. Well, I know why, because I was trying to give Stock My Tank a chance again.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just
But
you promote your products, and then by promoting your products, you're promoting those vendor sites, and that's the extent that you can do is just have your products, because it's, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the sales that you get in whatever way you get them. So just
right,
have it everywhere.
yeah,
That was kind of the approach that I took, and I noticed that most of my sales went through eBay, and then eBay is the least profitable for me, but also it's kind of the easiest because I can do literally everything from eBay, including printing out the shipping label.
right. No, Matt, I haven't. I just put them, like, I used to have I think I had my albino mosaics on Stock My Tank for a while. And I had several pairs to sell, but and still, I don't know how to tell it. I've got more than one pair of whatever it is that I'm selling. It never asks me the quantity. So, but, so I never did do anything else with the albino mosaics. Then the other day, I decided I was going to put the pea puffers, the bumblebee gobies, and then the blue dragons on it to try it out again. But I haven't, since then I haven't done anything.
So if you were to make a video and put all those little cards and end screens about where to go next and all that,
I mean,
help too, right?
yeah, but if I'm going to do a video, I'm going to just tell them to email me at that point. That way I don't have to pay a fee,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then I mean, I guess like you get more money from that, but then you're also like you don't generate the traffic to the other vendor sites, and so it's just like the kind of issue with if everyone's always emailing you, then people are not going to know where you've got your stuff listed.
True.
Because I mean, there's people who are willing to email you and trust you, and then there are people who are like who've never even heard of you but are looking for a specific guppy, and then they find it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I said, I'm going to work with Nat. I mean, this conversation already has given me a lot of ideas, but I think if Nat can find a way to be able to say, hey, look, we're having a sale, new product, new vendor, whatever, and get it out there to draw some traffic in. We're trying to figure out any ideas like that. And it was nice to talk to her and kind of, I guess, form a coalition on ways that we can make the site better. So anything, like I said, anything you can do to help me give her ideas on what she can do to make it better, not so cumbersome, not so overwhelming, and even like a flash sale type thing where you don't have to be a designated vendor with a store, but you could get on there at a specific time and swap with other people that are online and maybe get some sales that way. So we're trying to figure out a bunch of different ways to do this, and she's super busy, so I know it's hard for her, but I've offered her my help as well when she's too busy to do things. So I'd love to help because I think it's a really great way, just like Get Gills. I think it's a great way to put your product out there without having to pay all the enormous fees for running your own .com and the domain and all of that stuff. And really the fees are negligible. Like I said, if I get a $10 sale and I pay Nat 60 cents out of that $10, that doesn't bother me one single bit,
No.
especially because I have that already made up for me. All I had to do was put pictures and put a price and boom, there you go. So I don't mind sharing a little bit of that money with her, but that's me.
You also got to see the traffic going through it though.
Yes. And like I said, I got traffic. I got decent traffic going through. I always pay attention to that. And then when I see that I'm not getting the traffic that I want, then I'll post something on my community page that says, hey, look, I'm having a sale on Stock My Tank. Here's the link. And people can go to it. And I think that kind of stuff has really helped generate more traffic. So, like I said, anything that I can do to help, I'd love to have everybody to have the different outlets. I mean, I want to have Band and Aquabid and Get Gills, but I'd also like to have my own .com and not worry about any of the other stuff.
Right.
You still kind of got to market as much as you can in those other outlets, even if you have your own .com. So it's kind of a trade-off.
I've heard good things about Band, and I have the app, and that's about the extent that I've gone
I just
into
can't
Band.
figure Band out. I swear I'm
Can't
on
figure
it.
it out either.
I've got, and they say it's just like Facebook, but I'm sorry, it's not just like Facebook. But
Well, from what I saw, it looks like you have to
you,
know who you're going to be following on Band,
yes,
so you have
you,
to find them.
yep,
I mean, I bet somebody like Annette could definitely help you figure it out pretty quickly.
like, yeah. Well, you guys were late for getting to our little mid-morning break here. I need to show some thanks to Joe's Shrimp Shack for being a good sponsor of the Aquatic Morning Show. He's always there showing his support. Let's give him a little thanks.
That's a cool graphic of him riding the shrimp's back.
Mhm. Oh man, a classic.
I'm here at Moody Gardens, I beg your pardon. I gotta get the shot in this spot for my fish too. I wish you would move your ass, stop touching the glass. I hate to harass, but let me take a little vid right fast. Yeah, it's Nemo, it's Dory, we all know the story. But don't forget Bruce and Crush and Bubbles and Gil. See if you can find them and let me film. Now reef preservation is quite a virtue, and every creature in the ocean has evolved to hurt you. Always swimming around, not making a sound, will take you down, you won't be found. And the scary motherfucker is invading every bay now. Speaking of pain, this is insane. Look at these jellies and let these death monsters entertain. This spot is pretty placid, probably better on acid. The lights, the motion, dripping on the ocean. People call them jellyfish, but I think you got the notion. A fish is a fish, and this is a jelly, I'm telling you, fella. And this is called the X umbrella. Nigeria, this might be my favorite area. You don't see this every day in Aquaria. And before we pivot from this exhibit, I must admit it, I got another jelly tidbit. If you've never been mired in Hydra, you might be surprised to find these guys reside in the same phylum. Park it's a shark, it'll bite you and leave a mark. It's kinda cool in a way, I could watch him all day, I say. But we gotta go, cause he's moving kinda slow, and I wanna pet a stingray. Now it's my first foray, but I can't see the moray. The eel, for real, up in the coral being steel. I'm gonna try to find him while he's too busy hide. Let's jump in the other line, I wanna see some seals. Of course, I know my rhymes are forced. You're getting bored, you can't afford to hear no more. So here's my last report. It's a motherfucking seahorse. Surprise, bitch. It's a freshwater verse. I don't need to coerce or be terse. The song's getting worse. I just spit a random word like salami, so I can say, man, that's a big ass gourami. Now this is pretty weird, it's not my typical vibe, but if you're entertained, then I think you should subscribe and hit the like. I know it's trite, but the algorithm's always right, so tell the feed you want to see more of me, Stephen P. 2003.
Is that Jenna's hair there by the stingray that somebody petted the stingray?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
This song
All right.
makes me cringe so hard though, because like
It was your first one, wasn't it?
it was.
It's awesome though.
It is. I still like it.
I mean, I've learned so much about audio.
You just cut out or something, Steven.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
real
weird.
low.
It just went away. It
Maybe
went low.
to your laptop mic or something on it.
Uh-oh.
There you are.
There you are. You're back now.
I'm good.
Talk.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're good
Yep.
now.
Yay, okay. I was just saying I've learned so much about audio editing since then, like audio mixing. That's why, like, every time I hear that song, I just hear all the issues with it.
Oh,
Well,
see,
we don't. So
no. That was like the funkiest thing I'd ever seen on FishTube at that point when it came out. It was still
Yeah.
great.
Yep. All right. So I know that while I was gone, there was a little hiccup with the fish history and scientific news.
Yeah.
So we're going to watch two of them today, which is the one that didn't get finished and then today's. If I can find it. There we go. So here we go. It's Fish History and Scientific News with the secret history living in your aquarium, our very own Alex.
And welcome to the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium Fishery Edition. So, episode 44, 45, 45. Freshwater aquaculture can cure the world's protein shortage problem? ? All right, so this was an interesting article that I came across, and basically it was analyzing where the world gets its protein sources from, so for food. And freshwater aquaculture dominates the aquaculture production of food, but it's often overlooked by global food policy agendas, research grants, and just studies in general. So this was in the Journal of Nature, and quite a few different people worked on this, including ichthyologists by the last name of Zhang, Ben Belton, Dave Little, Max Troller, just to name a few. But they wanted to argue that recent studies underestimate the production potential for freshwater aquaculture, and that because of the complexity of marine aquaculture in saltwater conditions, that basically we have done a lot of research about how to keep things at equilibrium and how to keep fish alive in saltwater because it's more complex. But in doing so, we've really neglected the fact that it's really easy and that fish grow much faster, generally speaking, in freshwater, and that they actually have just as high levels of, vitamins and nutrients in many cases. So it's kind of interesting because since the 1980s, aquaculture has been a really big thing around the world, and inland fishing has grown very little. But aquaculture at sea has been rising like crazy, and it's hard to do out in the ocean or in a harbor. But not all aquaculture is equal. And while marine aquaculture has attracted that lion's share of research, funding, policy work, politicians' attention, freshwater aquaculture is actually the heavy lifter. Places in Africa, places in Asia, when it comes to producing fish that are available and affordable to low or middle income people, who are the people who are most in need for this protein source, freshwater fish aquaculture, or the intentional raising of farmed fish, 80% of it is done in the fresh water around the world. And it is dominated by herbivores and omnivores and freshwater species, whereas marine aquaculture kind of uses fish generally that are bigger, faster, and oftentimes carnivorous. So they're more expensive to feed. They feed up higher on the food chart, meaning that they also build up all the toxins that all the other things in the food pyramid or food web have. And because of this too, there's also a bit of they are a charismatic fish, just like a lion or a tiger or a rhino, a tuna or a shark or marlin, things like that, salmon. They're just a bigger fish. They're more impressive to see, and so there's a tendency to use them as mascots and things more than, say, tilapia or catfish. But it turns out that you can raise tilapia in much more extreme conditions, and that a lot of people think that, there is this freshwater crisis with global warming and with how we utilize water so much. But it's really actually, there's too much water in a lot of places, and flooding is going to be another problem just as much as drought is in other places. So if we are to utilize this properly, we should really be funding a lot more studies on how to set up sustainable filtration using low amounts of water in outflow, and things like how to raise fish in extreme climates and where to raise the food in the ponds with them, with natural, plankton or other fish as their food source, or plants. Whereas out in the ocean, we can do that too, but it's just dwindling down resources that all those other apex or higher level tertiary consumers and so forth end up eating. So basically, this could be the main protein source for the world in the next 20 years. Right now, cattle, chicken, pigs, things like that are still very important, but large-scale inland pond production is projected to be the highest source of protein for humans in the next 20 years. And, the other thing, other than being less expensive and not being as hard on the environment, the other thing about these freshwater things is they can be contained very easily. You can dig a pond and you can isolate it. And as I said, it doesn't bioaccumulate. So when you have, a tuna, it may eat a herring that ate a sardine that ate shrimp, and each level of the way, those things have been accumulating, say, mercury or something in their bodies. And by the time you get to the body of the tuna, you've got a fish that has a whole lot of liver concentration of those metals, and that gets throughout the whole body oftentimes too, depending on the toxin. So it's something to think about and something to encourage in policy and in projects around the world that are going on, even if it's not sexy or as cool sounding as salmon farming or saving the sharks who are being overexploited for their fins and things. It still is very important. And realistically, this is the frontier that needs to be streamlined and made most effective for the people who need it the most. So do your part as the years progress here and advocate for aquaculture of freshwater species. It seems to be much more promising. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'd love to know what you guys think about this, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. What's going on, guys? It's Alexander Williamson here with The Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. We are on episode 44 of Fishery, or on the Aquatic Morning Show shared, or for my members for $1.99 a month. You guys get a daily story of something going on in the fish world. So what is it that I have for you today? Well, it turns out that it's this. Marine biota and the psychological well-being of Homo sapiens as a preliminary examination of dose time response effects in an aquarium setting. What does that mean? Well, turns out that humans like fish tanks. So exposure to natural environments can have a calming and stress reducing effect on humans, obviously. So moreover, previous studies, and lots have been done, suggest that there are even more benefits than just stress reduction, and that the areas with higher species richness actually have a higher advantage in what it does for your health. So basically, they did a natural experiment to examine people's behaviors in different settings and situations, psychological, physiological, and their reactions, increased levels of diversity in marine biology actually exhibited different outcomes in how people responded. So first of all, they put a tank in with just plants or decor or coral, and they took down the effects of that. Then they had a partially stocked tank with only 3 or 4 species in like 100-gallon tank, and then they put in a tank with like 15 species and a schooling species and maybe like an eel. And so they did this study, freshwater, saltwater, and they did it a bunch of times. This study's been reproduced many times. So the new study is that people went back and took all the studies that have been done and basically put them together as one big article and proof, which the link is in the description in the community tab or on my channel for viewers that are members. But basically, you can go there and look at all the graphs of how much it lowers blood pressure, how much it reduces cortisol levels. And they found that it is linear, and that basically, if you have a lowly stocked tank with not that many plants or not much coral and whatnot, it helps a little. The water, it's about as good as a fountain. But if you have more, it helps more. And if you have a fully functioning ecosystem, it's actually better than the other two, and then some. Like it is the best of all. And they also found that synthetic decor, so the little plastic divers, for instance, those didn't elicit as much of the cortisol and calming effects as, say, biotope or aquariums that are set up like the natural habitat. And also, it's been noted by biologists that the fish don't respond the same way when they're not set up in a biotope. So if you are worried about your health a little bit, you may want to set up an aquarium that's a biotope. They also found that the longer you stayed engaged staring at a tank, the greater reduction in heart rate, the greater increase in self-reported mood elevation, the higher interest in not just the fish, but in conversations and the world around us, and the higher the levels of anti-stress producing compounds in the body and lower cortisol levels. So it's really kind of another brick in the wall, so to speak, another feather in the cap of our hobby, which you all already knew, but that fish are good for our health, and keeping them is not just a hobby necessarily. It actually has been shown, even people who say they don't like fish, that aren't interested in fish, they don't keep fish, it's been shown that it helps. And same with plants, that it helps. In a vast majority of people, being surrounded by nature is just a calming thing for humans. After all, it's only been maybe 3,000 or 4,000 years really that we lived the majority of our life in a building or in a city or town even. So we've spent maybe several million years coming to be humans, and probably 500,000 years as pretty modern humans, mentally and physiologically, and we lived in nature. So the last thing I wanted to mention about this study that I thought was pretty interesting was that they also mentioned that there was a correlation that if you have more tanks, they actually got higher dopamine and serotonin responses. So that's to say that multiple tank syndrome is real. And just like drugs or gambling or let's say romantic encounters, the more you have of it, the more you want of it, and also the better the hit of dopamine, adrenaline, oxytocin even, which is a chemical that's produced when mothers give birth and when they nurse their babies. Also MDMA, the chemical ecstasy, produces this as well. Well, we get a little hit of that naturally just by spending time with our fish tanks. So it kind of makes sense how some people definitely get hooked and end up with 20 or 30 tanks. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to hand it back over to Jess at the Aquatic Morning Show, but I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Hey, guys. What's going on? It's Alexander.
And that's funny because last night I experienced that euphoria. I was just sitting here looking at my tanks and I was going, yay!
Every time I set a new one up, it's like another hit. Like, come on, Daddy needs a taste.
Right.
Let's get another tank.
I
It's
thought
like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, yay!
I thought I had everything ready to do the my blindscape, and then I thought I don't have any filtration.
Uh-oh.
So like I need either I could steal one of my little sponge filters from another tank, but I want one of the little bitty not hang on backs, but little, it's like this one that I have in this tank.
A
Like
little
the shark
internal
thing?
filter.
Like, yeah, an internal filter. Like, let me see if I can turn it enough to see it. Yeah, like that one right there. I want another one of those to go in it. But I got that one from a LFS, and they don't have any more right now. So
What's that dinner lay corner filter? They're pretty small and they're not very obtrusive.
yeah, because this is a little
Mhm.
5.5. Well, it's a 5.5 gallon, and I need to put it in the
Yeah.
corner behind my rock and wood. And so I think I'm gonna cheat a little bit. So I don't know if it's cheating if I tell you I'm doing it, but my rock and my wood, I think I'm going to go ahead and putty them together before I ever put them in the tank. And the reason is because if you were blind, you wouldn't be able to do that. So you'd have to have somebody help you do that anyway. So I'm thinking either you buy it already done that way, or you have somebody help you do that part of it.
Oh, I'm sure he can do it by himself, but he's mastered it.
Well, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put my wood on my rock. Now, putting it in there and making sure it gets in there right with the substrate and the sand and the filter and the plants and all that, it will be a challenge in itself. But I do think I'm going to go ahead and add here. I got the stuff. In fact, I didn't realize I bought two of them. Thought I only bought one of them, but I bought two. But I guess I needed them for my saltwater anyway, but I bought that stuff.
But now, does that putty? I've got some of that, but it's been so long since I used it. How long does it have to cure before you stick it in the water, or can you put it in there?
Nope. Put it in there.
It's chemical curing once you mix the two, the hardener and the whatever you call
It
it.
says cut off the rough surfaces to be bonded. Cut or break off the desired amount of the holdfast. Knead the mass with your fingers until it turns white. Apply to the bonding surface, being careful to fill any cracks and crevices. You have about 7 minutes before the holdfast begins to harden. Smooth or sculpt any excess holdfast to blend with surfaces. It dries within 30 minutes and can be sanded, filled, or drilled in less than an hour. Dries to the natural color white. But I know that you can use it underwater.
Mhm.
Oh, while the song was playing, I got a package.
You did?
I got a sticker,
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
Aha, look at that.
and I got a
Ooh, a patch.
patch
nice.
Sweet.
border, and I got a mug.
Oh, I love that
Look at
mug.
that.
Ooh, and it's a
That's
big one.
over 4 inches
Ooh.
wide there. That's a big. This is a big.
Dr.
Gotta be
Anthony,
wide.
I love that mug.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Doc.
And the patch. And the sticker.
I need to send him some plants, and then he'll have my address, and
Right.
then he can be free to send me whatever he wants.
Hey,
Of
that's
course,
a
I should
good
probably
idea.
wait because he's about to head back to Peru for
Yeah, he's leaving today, I think.
On
Yeah.
his way.
Yep, today. 10 days.
The epoxy didn't
But-
work for you, but I was doing large rocks. Oh, Bunny Viper. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure weight's got a limit. Sure.
Now, Jess, did you happen to talk to Joe or anything to see if he could help you out with some of your materials for your scape? Because I know he has tiny filters. I know he has little box filters. He has all kinds of different.
Joe Shrimp Shack,
Uh,
Joe?
Joe Shrimp Shack. I mean, since he is your sponsor, I would have figured he might have said, "Hey, here's some stuff from my
I
store that you could promote."
I actually haven't talked to Joe since last week.
And this has been a question that I've heard in a couple of streams now, and I wondered myself, has anybody seen Patty lately? She on vacation? Does anybody know?
No, I haven't.
In a little while.
Uh-oh. Who hurt
Been at least a
Patty's
week.
feelings? Who made Patty mad?
See, it's been probably 2 weeks since I've seen her.
What kind of water lilies, Jeremy? Like the big ones you see like outside, or the ones we put in our tanks? The only, like, we've got a place. Wait, may I offer my email for my stickers for NOLA?
Oh yeah, Bonnie Viper's got stickers, and so she's just doing the sticker trade with everybody.
Oh, she wants to put her email in the.
Yeah.
Yes. I will mod you to do that. Yes.
I need stickers. I need everybody's stickers. So just know that if I don't have your sticker, you haven't sent it to me, then I am actively awaiting it, and I'm angry that you haven't sent it.
That's a big group
You
you
know.
have. That's a big one.
That is nice. It's gonna be tough to
I
bring
didn't know
that one.
what kind to get, so I got them both. These
I-
are like, like the chlorine tablets and bromine you get for your hot tubs and stuff. That's kind of like those.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Which I got this for the pond.
Okay, Bunny Viper, you are modded long enough to get your email in there if you would like. Well, Jay Oliver, I'm glad you get to hang out with us too.
I know you've been busy, man. Building.
God, I so got to start that. I have got to get out there and start putting stuff in tubs, totes, cleaning out that room. I've got to get out there this summer. I swear this room is sinking. I
I was
feel
going to
it.
work on my RFDI, and then it started raining, so I said, well, I'll come on the stream today.
It's supposed to be
That's gotta
80
happen.
something degrees today, and so I have to go work. Like, I can't even stay after the stream today. I have to leave.
Yeah,
I didn't
sun's out now,
yesterday.
so maybe we can work on it after the stream, too.
What happened to
63.
YouTuber Otter Creek?
Never seen him.
I think if I remember correctly, I thought he changed his name. I thought, but maybe changed his name from something to Otter Creek. I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard that name.
Is that his name, Kendall Patrick? You're welcome, Bunny Viper.
Oh, would you like to take care of the coffee cup sponsors?
Sure.
Yeah, I need to pee.
We just played. I mean, we didn't
Mm.
just play like 15 minutes worth of videos or anything for you to get that taken care of.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, he
You
needs
had
a little bit
time.
of when you get to a certain age, Jess, you need a little bit of stimulation to get things moving. Okay.
Okay. I
Here
get
it goes, Papa.
There you go.
The zipper. That's great. I feel so much better now.
Yeah, if that don't get the bladder working, nothing will.
Yes.
I think it's the zipper sound more than anything now. There's, oops, I got to go pee.
Patrick Hardy. Yes, your package is coming today, and Greg sent his stuff, and I put in something extra. So there you go. There's Joe. Joe from Joe's Shrimp Shack.
What's
Morning, Joe.
kind of weird though is like the brushing the teeth immediately followed by the zipper. Like
Zipper.
I've heard of
Yeah.
multitasking, but geez.
That's like, yeah.
When you hear him open that cabinet up and start pouring that coffee real fast.
Mhm.
Good thing it's the morning show, or else my mind would have wandered.
Yeah. Oh, Papa, you got a box coming too.
Yep.
Got sent out today.
Oh, I didn't do it, but
All right.
It's not that fast. No, it's not that fast. It went out snail mail, I'm sure. Oh my gosh.
Sharpie.
And don't forget, we are going to be giving away the raffle ticket that I got from the Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes. We're going to do a drawing one day here, and somebody that has been making comments on the shorts.
that's right. Got to be making them comments. It's the only way in.
The drawing is March 31st, maybe? No, April 15th, but it ends on March 31st. So it will be before the 31st. Just telling you, wait. Just gotta be
Saturday,
here.
I'll be at a show along with podcast, the Aquarium guys. Are they going to do one? Are they going to do a podcast? that day, Joe? Oh,
I think-
tomorrow, you guys, we are supposed to have
Yeah.
Killa Arts.
Yeah.
Killa.
Arts, you said?
Yeah.
What kind of arts?
It's
I like art.
this arts. And we'll give away all of these tomorrow.
Was it is that digital drawings? Or
No, this
or
is no,
Light.
yeah. No, it's not digital. It's printed though. She makes the originals and then she prints the others. These up here, the discus, which you probably can't see in the picture, and the turtle, and the axolotl, and the horse, which may also be out of the picture. The only one up here she didn't do is the betta, and the betta is by another artist, but she's the one that also made the ones I gave away from Dallas, all the plecos from Dallas. So I got to touch base with her, but it was set up for tomorrow. So
can you show her card again?
yeah.
Okay. Killa Arts. Let's take a look at that.
Joe had a very good live yesterday also.
Yes, he did. A very interesting, very good live. Yes.
Learned a lot of tips and tricks. Stuff I never thought about.
So they will be doing a podcast and you're going to go live. What have you been? Where are you going?
Who, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the aquarium guys, they're a hoot too.
Yeah. I listened
Yeah,
to their
Eduardo, I
podcast.
put the zipper and all that stuff and that did the video before I did the audio.
Going to aquarium go to aquarium.mn.
You know, we're always trying to up our game. So
That's right.
And again, like I was saying earlier about graphics, when I listened to the stream yesterday and they were talking about the importance of thumbnails, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I was talking about. I've been really trying to work on my thumbnails, but still keeping my style. So that's why my thumbnails are very simple. But I try to make them, I'm trying to get better. And so that way they're more engaging.
I have a
Thank you,
style. It's called whatever the hell. It's usually
But you
not
know-
lazy, but it's
have
just
a
like
knack for it.
just put some stuff in a picture, and yeah. I cannot believe that they didn't do Ed's surgery.
I know.
Like he has to wait another freaking week and to
Yeah.
mentally prepare for that level of
Surgery.
invasive surgery.
Exactly. I'd be,
Because the certain procedure wasn't done ahead of time, but didn't his doctor even realize that? That's what I worry about.
that is insane. That's crazy. This is where Joe's going this weekend. The Minnesota Aquarium Society presents the Aquarium Expo 2022, Saturday, March 19th. Free admission.
Cool.
It is in Hagfors at the Hagfors Center, Augsburg University. Golly,
Augsburg.
Augsburg University in Minneapolis. I mean that's too many weird words in one.
That's a copy paste Google.
No kidding.
And you click on vendors, I think, is where Joe said it's listed under.
Vendors. What are we looking for?
I guess the aquariums guy, Joe Shrimp Shack.
Okay, there's Joe's Shrimp Shack. Awase.
Yes, Chevy Fish, I agree.
The aquarium guys. Twin City Guppies. Wet World. What is Wet World? It won't let you click on it though. Huh.
It looks like a good lineup, though. If you're in the area,
Yeah, if somebody would have gotten this to us, we could have put it in the events. Because I don't think it's on it.
nope. First I've heard of it. We need to get kind
Print.
of a little too late now, but
Yeah.
I
I'll
just
put it
sent
out.
it to Skipper to get them added.
Print screen, but I can add them, but it's the time. I don't have much time. I have to do it while I'm thinking about it. Who is the 2021 Breeder of the Year? Andrew Baggett.
What of the year?
That's for the
Breeder?
Minnesota Aquarium Society for 2021. I guess they've got to pick a new one.
Wow.
Ricky's going to run.
All right. Who?
Ricky,
RV
RV Animals.
Animals.
He's going to run.
Well, I didn't even know it was in here. Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Ricky. Bye, Ricky. Have a
Kentley
good.
for Twin City Guppies, another YouTuber. Yeah, yes, we know who he is.
Yeah, Twin Cities. It didn't Corey partner up with him a little bit?
Yes.
That was some
Oh,
nice-
there is a view page link on it. There we go. I watched their thing the other day on them, how they're in a mall is where his storefront is.
Twin City.
Twin City Guppies, yes. He's in a
Sorry,
mall.
Joe.
But,
Yeah, I
I'm
remember last year.
visual, though. I
I
got to
remember
watch it.
last year when he built his actual retail store. It was just incredible to see the work that he put into it, and it's in a mall.
yeah, it's in a mall. Now this one don't have a visit website thing.
Of course, I know that Corey kind of, pushed him along to get set up the right way. So I'm sure that helped a lot. Corey's business approach and everything probably gave him good focus.
I'm sure it did. Zoom in. Oh my goodness. Well, look at this. This is what happens when you click on the link. This is what happens. What comes up first for Zoom in.
Wow.
They are on it
Kind
now.
of small. Can you blow that up?
I know. I know, right? I mean, alert much? That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Retto cooler. How does that work?
It works with timers and humidifiers.
It lowers ambient temperature through evaporative cooling by up to 10 degrees. Just add water. Great for seasonal cooling to encourage breeding response. Quiet 3-speed fan, directional air vent. Used with ZoomEd's Environmental Control Center for precise accuracy.
Evaporative cooling don't work down here, Jess.
No kidding.
You don't have a motor strong enough to do all that?
No. No. But I was thinking for the axolotls, I'm trying to think of something other than throwing water bottles in there. if I'm not home, how to keep them cool this summer.
That's what I would be worried about. You know, 'cause when you leave.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I can figure it out, but I just got to figure it out what I'm going to do.
Don't they have an underwater cooler type thingy?
They have some kind of cooler thing, chiller.
What is that?
That's what I was trying to figure. Is that
I saw one of those at Aquashella, a little 3-gallon kit.
It's cute though.
It's weird because of the lamp on top of it. You would think
Yeah.
it was just a like a reptile
heat lamp.
habitat. Yeah.
Is it a heat lamp?
I mean, I guess if they just replace the bulb with an LED bulb, it becomes a regular lamp, not a heat lamp.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. I don't know. I don't like it aesthetically.
Right. I don't like
I
that on top. Like that.
This old
Looks like a
fashioned.
lantern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. The whole thing.
Yeah, it's cute where, you know, for what it is.
I like the paludarium thing though.
I like that door thing that Bob Taylor got for his tanks, where you stand the tank up sideways and put this door in it.
Put the what?
It's actually like a top, but you turn the like the 10-gallon tank on its side, and you insert this plastic thing in it. It has little door openings and all that, and so it becomes a cage instead of a lid. You know, you can actually open the door up, pulling it to you, not lifting up to reach down into the lizard habitat or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah. He showed us his new mud skippers last week.
I want mud skippers. I want everything.
They were cute. I have to admit that. They were cute.
LED with sound. What kind of sound?
A little tiny
Crickets?
speaker that, yeah, because that's what I want is artificial cricket sound. In my house.
Exactly.
Well, Alexa can probably do that already.
No doubt. That's water at the bottom. I keep trying to click on it, but it's not doing anything. There, that's what I'm.
Cool to have a 2-tier
Yeah,
outfit all in one place.
make it
Click
bigger.
to make it smaller.
How do you make it bigger?
Get out of it and go to the main image.
There.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah.
I do not approve of that stocking.
No.
How big is that tank?
It's just kind of true that you can't never trust the stocking on a box.
Yeah.
That's pretty plants and stuff in there though.
I don't like it though. It doesn't look like it flows right. Does it to y'all?
I don't know. I just
don't, it doesn't flow right.
I can
Like,
appreciate like a thing that does a lot of things. You know, like I want to keep a reptile. I don't want to keep some fish down there.
I mean,
You know, like if you just
assume
need
do-
something to sit on your desk or something, one thing.
Well,
That's it.
I
I
just
want-
assume a dedicated system for each thing.
I want one like that, but I just don't like the way that one, it looks like two totally different things.
Yeah, there's
Doesn't-
definitely no cohesion at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Which
Did
now
any of
you
y'all
can put
see-
different plants in the bottom and change that too.
Did any of y'all see the Pec Tech video on that Aquafin waterfall divided tank?
No.
That looks pretty interesting because it's divided inside the tank with an angled piece of plastic that it fills up on the one side and then water falls into the other, and then the filter puts the water back in the other side.
Oh,
I
that's
said,
cool.
I want a waterfall.
But I watched that video and it looks kind of weird as the setup. But what I thought was really cool was that they even, because I don't buy top fin stuff, but the lid on it had a wood grain appearance to it, even though it was plastic. And then it had two feeding lids that folded up. So you could, on either side, you could feed either side. And it's set perfectly on the top, all in one. So it's not cumbersome. It looked really kind of cool. I mean, the lights in it are just cheap LED lights, of course, but it was kind of interesting, kind of the same concept, but I think better put together. You could understand the water flow between the two sides versus something like that that's stacked. I don't know. How do you get to the bottom? Is it a drawer? You know, does it pull out? That's kind of
Bunny
weird.
Viper said it's the big black horizontal bar going across the top that makes it look funny. Plus the different looks like two totally different things going on there. You guys, we have come to the end of the show like quickly.
Holy wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I wouldn't be in a rush if I didn't have to leave and go to work again. So Miss Dee Dee, we can run through the live streams for the day real quick.
All right. And our Thursday live streams in Eastern Standard Time. We start off with the Aquatic Morning Show on Main's Tails, Fur and Fins at 10. This is with Jess. Following that is Afternoon Chat with Rico Stand at 12:15. Next up is Misfit Aquatics and Reptiles at 2 with Brennan. At 3 o'clock, we have the Aquarium Co-op members only stream. And at 5, we have Thursday with Miss Susan on SLC Aquatics and Petsotics Diego at 5. And at 7, it's Foxy's Fishes with the Hot Mess Express with Miss Mary Page Flynn. At 8 o'clock, it's Cajun Tropicals with John and Lisa. And at 9:30, it's Thursday Night Fever, James along with Chattanooga Ed. At 10:30, it's Craft Ed with Chattanooga Ed with James at Fisherman Fever and Rico Stan. Last is Rico and the Man at 11:45 with Rico Stan along with James and Ed. And thanks, Liquid Zoo, for the live stream information found on fishfam.link.
All right. Very nice. Thank you, Miss Dee Dee, for doing that. That is such a big help. Big J, welcome. MSC Aquatics, welcome. Bex, hey, you guys coming in at the end.
Bex has been here. I think a lot of them have been here. They're just saying,
Bex,
hey,
I got your
thanks.
coffee cup going on today. Coffee cup sponsor.
Woohoo! And she's the month-end sponsor.
And she is the month-end sponsor. That's right.
Post her link. Go subscribe to her. She's making some awesome stuff.
And she can draw really good.
She can do a lot more than that. Like I'm learning all the random art things that she is capable of. And just like, oh my God, it's intimidating.
No Ed stream tonight. I'll move up an hour, but Ed will be with me. Got it. Is there going to be a day stream today, Rico? So I can lurk while I'm working?
Worky day?
Yeah, I need to lurk today. If not, I'll listen to my book, but I need a lurk stream today. And you guys, please, I'm seeing lots and lots of new people in other people's streams that aren't here in the mornings. And it could be because they work. We do know that. But don't forget to mention the Aquatic Morning Show. Bring them here. We get them out to you. All right. I'm going to play the events as we leave. You guys, tomorrow morning, be back with Miss Kimberly with Killa Arts. And we're going to give away some art. So
Awesome.
Let me get it. I don't even have it pulled up yet. I'll tell you what, we'll go out with the members only stream. How about that? We'll go out with some one and only G. Because I don't have the other ready.
So burnt on that song. No, just kidding.
Watch yourself.
Well,
Mr.
I only say
Simple.
that because somebody promised they were going to
Simple.
change the song out, and they haven't.
I know, because I don't know what I did. Oh, I did that. I did put all it down at the bottom.
Oh,
I did that instead of doing a new song. But you know, it's the end of the stream. They don't want to hear it, they can leave.
I'm working on more. I promise. I've
I love
got
you guys.
some really good stuff coming up.
It's gonna be hard to beat the guppy song.
It is gonna be hard to beat the one and only G. Thank you, lurkers. Oh, and thank you for the super chat very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will see you guys in the morning. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
It's a live ever mosh pit. So watch it, don't knock it, drop and fry every day, ain't gon' stop it. People saying hey and whoa and take it slow, it's out of control, but they don't know I got a mother loving biome. Nature! So leave it alone, they're doing fine in a happy home. Making babies with their fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers is kinda gross, but you know that's the way it goes. Now I'm in the midst of a colony blitz. It all started with a batch of fry. The mama died, but the baby survived and grew up and thrived. Then the guppies kicked the breeding into overdrive. What was accidental and incremental blew up into an exponential and totally mental experimental hit. And the fish police threw a fit. I guess they just couldn't handle my live bearer mosh pit. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spine or time to hear you whine. Stop the fish police! I'm making hybrids I desire to acquire and combine entire lines designed to inspire and surprise and advertise the rise of my monkey fighting live bearer empire. You looking all distraught, you think it's overstocked, but you got no shot to sway me, you're an afterthought. Yeah, I got guppies getting blitzed on duckweed. Had enough of these, well they don't stop and neither do we. You might call it a challenge, it's a foot per gallon. Your rationale is sound, but it's a little unfounded, 'cause I'm gonna be crowned as the best flippin' mud guppy breeder around. On this earth, and my mutts, I assert, are gonna make you a convert to a chaotic tank that doesn't take much effort or the hand of an expert. Look, all I did was rap and 5 guppies just gave birth. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. I got the new genetics for the color theoretics, a different aesthetic. It's cosmetic and frenetic. If you don't get it, I do. I got a vision, it's eidetic. And your derision, well, it's really quite pathetic. Uh-oh. Now you see a bunch of platies, they're looking fatty. You think it's fatty, and the plants are overgrown, getting kinda ratty. It's alright, little laddie. Just look me in the eye and tell me who's your daddy. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. Yeah. You think I give a fudge about some algae? What, you afraid of shiznit getting too natural up in this biznatch? Good sir, dispose of your TDS meter, for it measures organic and inorganic solids, and it's more beneficial to learn the chemistry of your water. Thank you very much. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun.